Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy, and for today's video, we are still on a decluttering streak, but today I will be sharing with you 8 things that you can declutter today. Yes, so I've given you tips on how you can get started on decluttering. A lot of you have expressed interest, which makes me feel super happy, and so I just want to help you more on how you can go about this. Now, if this is your first time watching a video of mine, I have been sharing tips on how to declutter based on the 6 years of experience that I have been decluttering my life. So again, my name is Kathy, and if this is something that is of interest to you, I hope that you can go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, and share. I will be more than happy to interact and welcome you to my very small community. Okay, so we are back. Again, my name is Kathy, and I have been on YouTube for a little bit now, but it's only recently that I've been really putting out videos. So here on this channel, we do a lot of unboxings, quick impressions, first impressions, quick reviews. I always get that two mixed up. We also talk about journaling, diamond painting, and then from time to time, I do share tips on how to become a better content creator, and also how to just, hack life. As if we can hack life, but no, just how to have a better life. I'm not a life coach, I'm not an expert. I'm just basing things on how it has been for my life. I used to have a really toxic life. It was really negative. Then I realized, we can't control what's handed to us, but we can control how we react to it. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's actually really true. It's how we react to things that, really guides or kind of directs the path that we are about to take on. So, as they say, when life hands you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make something sweet with lemonade. I'm not a fan of lemonade. So anyway, if this is your kind of thing, please go ahead, comment, subscribe, like, share. Again, I would super appreciate it, because any interaction is actually loved by YouTube, and then it'll press the algorithm to my side. Today's topic is going to be about the 8 things that you can declutter today. Yes, there are 8 things in your home that you can literally declutter today. We'll start off with this one. Every single Filipino household, I am so sure, or Asian household has this in abundance. Paper bags. If you don't have an abundance of paper bags in your home, please comment below. Let me know, shock me, surprise me, because every single household that I know has tons of paper bags at home. I'll tell you a little story. I think 6 years ago, when I was just starting with my decluttering, I was convincing my mom to also declutter. And then months later, one day she said, "Sige na nga, let's declutter this 4-layer Orocan drawer that she had." So I was like, okay. I dropped everything I was doing. I was like, let's do this, because she might change her mind. I was so shocked, because the 4-layer drawer, first 2 layers were medicines. Some of the medicines expired 10 years ago. I was like, "Mommy, this is not gonna heal you anymore. This is gonna make you feel worse." I mean, 10 years ago expired, so we got rid of that. And then the last 2 drawers were just paper bags. There were paper bags inside paper bags, and it was stacked like on top of each other. There were I think there were over 200 paper bags. And I was like, "Why do you have so many?" And she said, "Well, we might need it." I'm like, yeah, I think we can actually put up a store and not, run out of paper bags. It was crazy. My mom just had so much paper bags. I couldn't believe it. So that's the first one that you can literally declutter today. I'm not saying get rid of everything, but if you have way too much, cut it in half. If you really think you have a need for it, if you're constantly sending out things and you have to put it in paper bags, then that's fine. It's being used. If it's just there, not doing anything, just taking up space, please let go. The second one that you can declutter today, and this is also something that we are all guilty of, would be receipts. Bills. I know personally that before, I think I had bills dated 5 years ago. I'm like, why do I need this? So I let them go. So what I do now is I only keep last year's receipt. And then when the new year rolls in, I get rid of last year's receipt and I just keep last year's receipt. And it hasn't given me any problems. There has been so far no situation where I needed 5 years ago, like the bill. It hasn't happened. I don't think it's gonna happen. You can always also request for a copy if for any reason you need it. So receipts, bills, old bills, just let it go. It's taking up space. You could be putting something more important, something prettier, something that would make you happier, instead of bills that just reminds you of where your money went, okay? Third one is this one. I'm sure every single kitchen out there, especially if it's a family, mismatch Tupperware. Or Tupperware that just looks really, really stained or old. It doesn't look pretty anymore. It looks like it has, you know, had better days. Get rid of it. Let go of it, okay? 3 easy things to let go right now. Paper bags, old receipts and bills, mismatched Tupperwares, especially the ones that don't have a cover anymore. Any plastic container. I know someone, or well, actually we used to be one, you know, you order somewhere North Park, you order from Chowking, you're like, oh, you know, I can use this for leftovers. And you never do. And then it just gets stuck up. And it just looks, now if you're thinking, what if we have visitors and I want to send, you know, food to them? Really, you're going to keep tons and tons of plastic containers because you might have visitors? If this is not a regular thing happening in your home, then that's a no. Now, if it's a regular thing, every Sunday you have visitors, every Sunday you send out food, then those things wouldn't even be stuck in your home. You get my point? If it's something that you regularly use, it will be just clutter. It would be something functional. Then it won't fall on that category. Okay? Next on our list is ceramics. Okay? I used to be one of those. I think I partially still am. But again, decluttering is not an easy process, especially if you have emotional attachment or if you know have plans. But again, when you do declutter, it really just eases up things and it makes things feel better. So ceramics, if it's chipped, then that's a no. Okay, so that's a hard no for me now. If a ceramic, even though I love it so much, becomes chipped or broken, you have to let it go. It's bad feng shui, and no one really wants to use chipped, you know, dinnerware, tableware, okay? It's in bad taste to also serve it to your guests. And you might actually get, you know, wounded by it. Imagine you're eating and then you get wounded because you have a chipped tableware or ceramic. So anything chipped, you need to let it go. You need to just give it away. Not give it away even, just like trash it. Because don't give something that, you know, could potentially hurt other people. And then if you have too much dinnerware, like you don't need 4 sets of the same plate, regardless of the design. I know that ideally, maybe I'll change every quarter. If that's your thing, okay. But for most households, I would say keeping 2 sets is actually more than enough. And you know, you can interchange just to have variety. Middle of the year, you can have something more festive and then something more classic. And then I think that's more than good enough. But for most household, 1 set complete is actually already okay. And it can be a mismatch. That's no problem. If that's your thing, shabby chic, I'm all for it. But if it's dinnerware that's just stuck, not being used, note to self, let go. Let go, let go. Another thing that I noticed a lot of households have is water bottles. Because of the influx of the hydro flask, aqua flask, all kinds of flasks, clean canteen, people just seem to, you know, keep buying and buying and buying, and then when you count, like, oh, I have 10 water bottles. And who needs 10 water bottles per person? Nobody, right? So if you have too much of this, consider donating to like the tricycle drivers, to the jeepney drivers, to the sidewalk vendors. They can definitely use this. Consider giving it to the people who pick up your trash. They would definitely be able to use, especially now because it's so hot outside. They need to stay hydrated, and I know a lot of them don't have water bottles of their own. So consider, you know, donating it to them. You're doing a good deed and you're freeing up space in your home. Now the next thing is broken pencils or pens. I used to have over 2,000 pens. Not a good idea, apparently, because some of them dried up. Like, what a waste. So I had too much pens, and then when I checked, I think around 1/8 dried up, and I never got to use them. So check your pens regularly. Like, say, do it every quarter or every 6 months. You know, just check, see which ones are no longer working. And if you have too much, you can also consider donating to public schools so that, you know, you're being helpful and, again, emptying space in your house for things that shouldn't be there anymore. So that's something to consider as well, okay? And the last 3 things that you can declutter in your home today would be a little bit controversial, but this is actually something I feel like people need to discuss. One is old underwear. So actually, ideally, you're supposed to change your underwear twice a year. But then we all know that, you know, in Filipino households, a lot of our incomes don't really allow for that kind of luxury. So at least once a year, worst case scenario. Not worst case scenario. I mean, some people use their underwears until it's like super duper holey. I don't know, like too much holes in it, or it's like super worn out. But ideally, again, ideally, you need to change it once a year. So if you have underwears that have holes in them, get rid of it. If you have underwear that doesn't fit nicely, or it, you know, when you wear it, it's really uncomfortable, you don't feel good, get rid of it. If you have underwear that just looks like it's about to pass away, it's just really tired from being worn to death, it's worn out, let it go, okay? So that's for the underwears. Same thing with clothes. If you have clothes that just don't fit, feel uncomfortable, you've been meaning to have it mended, and you've never gotten around to doing it. If you've never gotten around to doing it, give yourself some time, say a week. If you still haven't done it, get rid of it. You're never gonna make time for it. It means that it's not that important to you. It's not really something that's on your like priority list. Don't let it take so much space in your closet, because again, you know that feeling of opening your closet and there's just so much clothes and you're like, I have anything to wear. It's a horrible feeling, as opposed to when you open, you can just grab something and you know that that something is going to be comfortable, it looks good on you, and it wears well. The other thing is scruffy shoes. No matter how nice your shoes are, no matter how much you love them, how comfortable, if it's scruffy, if it's worn out, if it's falling apart, you need to let it go. You have to let it go, okay? Because it's not going to have a good look on you. It will not make you seem like you're put together. Now, if you don't have money yet to replace, then consider any of the above mentioned items. If you have those in excess, if you can sell them for a small fee, you know, small amounts, when you add them together, maybe you can buy a new one, okay? So those are options. You can either donate, if it's really worn out, and then you trash it, and then the rest, if you'd like to sell it and somebody is also interested, why not, right? Then you can replace the old ones with something new. And that's what decluttering is about: keeping things under control, keeping only what is useful and necessary and brings happiness to you, and replacing those that are no longer serving its purpose. And so those are the 8 things that you can declutter today or this weekend. Like, you don't have to do it tonight, but if you do, then that's awesome. Let me know. But this weekend, you can go ahead and do this. I'm sure that you'll feel a lot better and you'll realize, why have I been keeping these things? Sometimes there are so many things in our space that are taking up a lot of, our energy, mental health. It affects us. And then when you let go, you realize, why did I keep that for so long? What was I thinking? What happens is you stop thinking about it, but it's just there. It's still taking up space. It's adding to the clutter, but you're no longer actually realizing it's there. So when you sit down and really focus, here are the 8 things that I will declutter, it will help you. And you'll realize, I could have gotten rid of those things a long time ago. Oh, I have so much space. You just didn't realize because it was being occupied by something that was not adding value to your life. And that's what decluttering is. It's not, just getting rid of everything. You're not supposed to do that, okay? So I hope that this was helpful to you. If it was, please leave a comment below. Let me know which ones you have excess of. Or if for any reason you don't have any of these things, congratulations to you. what are you doing in this video? But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!